Here on the Morning Blend, we love to be able to give you advice that maybe you need to use. And sometimes we talk about workers' compensation, and we're going to do that today. But we're talking about something that may surprise you. So many of us are working from home now. What if you get injured at home while working? Interested? Well, Catherine Stone is back with us from Injury Florida Law Firm to answer this one. How are you? Good to see
Good.
you.
How are you?
Oh, we're well. We're well. This is a unique one, Catherine. I think this is interesting. What are we
But
thinking?
it's a question that I'm getting on a weekly basis
Yeah.
from family, friends, other clients, their family members. Is what happens if I'm working from home, working remotely, and I sustain an accident? And interestingly enough, there was a case that came out right before the pandemic. The First District Court of Appeals in 2019 ruled upon what the Valcourt Williams case, which is what we refer it to as. And interestingly enough, it was a adjuster for workers' compensation claims who got injured while working from home remotely when she tripped and fell over her dog in the kitchen while getting a cup of coffee. And it was a highly litigated, publicized case here in Florida. Again, this all took place before the pandemic. And ultimately, the lower court judge found that it should be workers' comp responsibility because if she had been in the office, in Lake Mary, Florida, where they had a location and had gone to the break room and tripped, it would have been compensable, no questions asked. But because she was at home, took an authorized break that she was allowed to take, and tripped over a personal property, which was essentially the dog, the First District Court of Appeals, which here in Florida rules on all workers' compensation cases before you get to the Florida Supreme Court, it found that it was not compensable. And it was found that because it was had no nexus, the dog had no nexus to the employer. In other words, it was the personal comfort doctrine, so to speak, that the First District Court kicked it back and said, no, it's not going to be compensable. So I think a lot of us say that it was a bad set of facts that ended up with bad law. But I think the ultimate question is each set of case has its own facts. So obviously, if you fall in your home over your file cabinet or you trip over your briefcase, then you probably have a better chance of that occurring. There has to be some nexus to the job itself and not just I slipped in my bathroom, so to speak.
That's really
Under the Valcourt ruling. Now, I anticipate there could be some cases in the pipeline to contest that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to ask. Do you think this will be ever evolving as more people do work from home?
I think as more people work from home, I think you're going to have more cases with different sets of facts, and I think it's going to be very fact specific.
And again, just that difference between a dog, which is considered comfort, and a file cabinet may have been a different story there.
Correct.
So it's interesting you are seeing this in your practice as well.
Yeah, I mean, I get these questions, I get these phone calls all the time. And again, it's just one of those things that you just kind of have to really sit there and evaluate the facts and how you think it may turn out. And again, there may be some cases in the pipeline that are coming up through the ranks to readdress that. It doesn't mean that it can't eventually be changed. I mean, the law is always evolving, but as it stands right now, the Valcourt case is very significant with these work from home or remote working from home accidents.
Well, the thing that I have learned from you most is, of course, getting an attorney like yourself on your side. So if you find yourself in this kind of situation, instead of just dismissing it and say, well, it's personal property, go ahead, give Catherine and her team a call. There's the website. There's the phone number. Again, Injury Florida Law Firm. Catherine, as always, we're so glad you're part of our show.
Thanks.
Take care, okay, and be well.